help us help you. What do you want from us with this?
Oof.
Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristin.
And this is So I'm Watching Teen Wolf, Season 4, Episode 10.
Monstrous. I don't know what happened. So I completely forgot this turn of the Meredith part.
Literally, all I remember was Meredith coming out from behind the column.
Yeah.
I think my body rejected this episode.
Same.
Because it was like watching it with fresh
It was
eyes.
as if I'd never seen this before. So let's just do that first. She basically was in the hospital from the thing with Lorraine where she was bleeding from the ears. So Meredith was in the hospital at the same time that Peter was because of the fire. And with him being in a coma, his own thoughts were just like running wild. And so because she's a banshee, she heard everything he was saying in his head about literally killing everybody, all of the supernatural.
It was a very neat and tidy
explanation.
Psychotic rant.
Yeah.
I predicted this. Something like this was gonna happen. They are gonna burn us to the ground.
But she made us weak. And what happens to the weakest in the herd? They get picked off by the predators.
I keep drifting.
Really?
A little, yeah.
I will take out all of them.
I won't have to do any of it myself. Because I'll hire people. Assassins. People like to mute. The chemist, even someone like the desert wolf.
So
every detail was checked off.
And so that's why she created the Deadpool. And also...
Well, no, but Lorraine created the Deadpool.
The
list of names.
Sure.
And the computer that has been running with these list of names and the cipher key in a
1970s computer?
Yeah, in an attempt
behind some
figure out to figure out why she only predicted Maddie's death.
Yeah.
But okay, so the one thing I wanted to say was that if this were a mathematical equation, it all checks out.
I suppose, yes.
There's an answer to every question.
Yeah.
Every I is dotted, every T is crossed. I don't find it to be narratively satisfying. And I don't think that all shows have to be so formulaic that they have to, that a show can't ever pivot or take a risk or take a leap. But I really think this fumbled.
Yeah. Because that's the other thing, too, is she then, explained to Lydia that, when she heard Lydia scream in Oak Creek, when she felt Allison died, she was like, now's the time. This is perfect to just wipe everybody out.
Because they're monsters, again, because of what Peter was saying.
Which I just...
That he claims he doesn't remember. And
imagine a man being here. What? Just imagine listening to Peter. Imagine taking Peter on board. You know what I mean? And I know Meredith already has mental problems, but imagine taking that.
It's such a womp womp.
It really is. It really, really is.
And the actors, God love them. I mean, they're doing their job, and they're trying to make it work. But yeah, I mean, honestly, that's the explanation.
Yeah. And Stiles and Malia managed to turn the Deadpool off because there was a key rattling around in that bottle of
in the wine that's not wine. And Lydia figures that out because she saw when the camera phone panned that the wine stain was gone.
Yeah.
So
the wine's not wine because the office.
So it's invisible wine?
The office isn't an office. The record player isn't a record player, and the ashes weren't ashes. So obviously, the 1983 Côte d'Aron is not real wine.
But what was it that it evaporated?
I have no clue. Yeah, invisible ink. Who knows?
What were they drinking? These teenagers.
No, only
Mason?
Garrett. Only Mason Dye. Yeah.
And then there was like a magic hospital door because Malia came to see Stiles.
Yeah, what in the shit? Okay, so Stiles has a concussion, so Melissa won't let him leave until he gets a CT scan, which he can't afford. So he's like, in the meantime, will you get me a tape player?
Can you get me a tape player?
And she says, cassettes?
Like cassettes?
And he says, tapes.
Yes, tapes.
And she says, cassettes?
Okay, tapes, though. Cassettes.
And he says, tapes. And then she comes back, and he goes, did you find a tape player?
And she goes, I'll do you one better.
Here's Malia.
Here's a feral girl.
And so then they end up locked in the room until they make up, basically.
Why would she lock the door?
Maybe she didn't mean to.
You don't just accidentally lock a door.
Okay, well, maybe she wasn't thinking. You know, people sometimes do things without thinking them through.
Then she's stupid.
No, even smart people can do stupid things. I don't think we should hold it against her for the rest of her life.
I don't have much practice in things like forgiveness. Some things I'm picking up fast, but other things are like...
Like math.
I hate math.
You hate me?
I like you, Stiles. I like you a lot.
Yeah, I can work with that.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Because in my mind, I just was like, well, Melissa did it on purpose because she wants them to stop fighting, but that seemed mystical. And then the door magically opens. And no explanation.
Maybe because you were like, oh, so Melissa did it so they would make up. And maybe. Like, if we had confirmation of that,
Sure.
I'd be, okay, that's weird.
Cute,
Because,
but whatever.
Melissa could know that information.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well,
And
she
then-
also, okay, I'm sorry, because this is something that is, like, not important at all, but I just, like, cannot get over the absolute forest of orchids that exist in the McCall kitchen. So, like, we know 3 things about Melissa. She's the only medical staff at the hospital. She, when she's not doing that, she's paying bills, and in any free time she has, she is meticulously caring for these orchids in the kitchen. I can't. It's just too much for me.
when she's not behind the scenes orchestrating the romance lives of these
Of
teenagers.
her son's best friend and a girl she's met maybe 3 times.
I don't know. It was really, I think they were going for like, I don't know.
Because we haven't had a lot of, like, plays by the universe in
Mhm.
this, so it's like, the universe thought they needed to make up, but it's like, this is the one and only time that ever happens.
And I just, like, I can't,
You know?
but if that were the only question mark, or if that were the only leap in logic in the episode, I would probably find it whimsical and
Sure,
charming.
yeah.
But as it played, it's confounding.
Mhm.
And there's just something about the fact that, like, people, like, yes, they are they're werewolves and, you know, supernatural things, but human beings and children, like
Mhm.
underage children, are being slaughtered,
Hunted. For
massacred
sport.
this entire season, and it's a misunderstanding. But like, it's just kind of shocking.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh my, like that entire scene with the mute and the Wendigo boy, like,
Yeah.
that is a horror show.
Well, and also, but the implication that Peter, like, already knew these people existed is also sort of staggering.
And it's like, and this is so petty of me. It's such a pet peeve. But anytime a character is monologuing like this and listing supernatural beings, it's only ever specific things we've encountered on the show. Like, no one is ever, like, throwing out...
A dragon.
Yeah, like, I was trying to think of, like, a deep cut, but it's only ever... And, like, we get so
It's
much
almost
mileage...
worse that a dragon is not a deep cut and he didn't say anything about it.
We just get so much mileage out of the fact that most people don't know what a kanama is.
Yeah.
It's like that joke is present at least once every season.
Yeah.
And I don't know, again, petty of me, but...
Yeah.
Well, and who fired the arrow?
Wait! This is his place. It's his.
Where'd the arrow come from?
If you're bringing...
At Chris?
Chris.
I don't know.
Because I don't think any of those refugee werewolves had arrows.
No, I don't think so. So that's how the episode opens, is with Brett and I assume his little sister, Lori, running in, again, the school parking lot between buses from the hunter. Or not the hunters, but the assassins again.
But like an army of assassins.
Yeah, like many. Like at least 6 or 7. That's how many sites there were on them. So they run to... Well, she makes a mistake and she runs to the middle of the lacrosse field, which is like a bad mistake. That's like very out in the open. And so they're all sighted there, and then Kira's there, and she's like, you know,
She chops a bunch of arrows out of the sky,
whipping her katana around. So they take them to Deaton, and then even though, I guess for the hunters and stuff it doesn't matter, but I was like, even though the vet's office is like fortified with mountain ash, they decide to go to the derelict, abandoned, old Argent warehouse.
I think
which has seemingly been stripped for copper pipes because everything is open. It's nuts.
I think visually it's a striking set, like location.
It is a striking set.
Because you can light it and you can put fog and stuff. And also, I think the implication...
The questions are rattling around up here.
Is that it's meant to be like they're in hiding, because it's not, like, the vet's office is open for business.
Sure.
So I think we're meant to take, like, oh, this is, like, a proper hiding spot, even though...
I get it, but, the windows aren't even all there.
I can't remember if we actually addressed this in any of our conversations, but Scott is at risk of losing himself to the werewolf.
Yeah, I don't think we have, because this was, I did not keep that on board.
It's very low on the list of plots.
Well, when he's beating the one guy, his, face starts shifting.
I actually kind of liked it. I thought it looked good.
That?
Remember, he's turning into more of a wolf.
Oh, not really.
He's turning into Peter from season 1.
Oh, the demon wolf?
No, that's Deucalion. You can lose yourself.
Sure.
To the
ripples, and then it gets more animalistic.
It starts looking like what Peter looked like in season 1.
Yeah.
And then he remembers himself and stops.
Mm-hmm.
The second Stiles and Malia turn off the computer, there's just oops, all done.
Yeah, it's
and everybody
all contracts terminated. Yeah.
And everybody kind of kicks the dirt and walks home. And I don't know.
It's very bizarre. All of the hunters that weren't already down just literally are okay, bye. I guess. Yeah, sad George Michael from Arrested Development.
I was really looking forward to paying off all of my crippling debt.
Yeah, right. God. Also, Liam kind of took himself out.
I'm not like you. Not yet. I don't mean I'm not strong, or I'm never gonna learn how to be in control. I mean everything else. I mean, how are you all still alive?
All of us are.
That was a really good scene. Yeah. That was
amongst
a really
the forest of orchids.
That was a really good scene, though, because Scott's it's time for us to save the world, and Liam's I don't know that I'm cut out for this.
Yeah.
And he was how do you do it? How do all of you care about, let alone go through the process of saving everyone and not die?
Yeah. To
which Scott says, some of us have.
Yeah.
And it's poignant, and those two boys did such a great job acting it, and it's because least we forget Liam is brand new.
Yeah, and
in every sense of the word.
I also think it's important that Scott didn't make him feel bad or guilty about it.
No,
he just is well, at least let me drive you home then. Yeah.
And you can tell that because it's exhibiting yet even more growth from Scott.
Yeah.
Because you can tell part of him is this is but a step along the way.
Yeah.
He needs a timeout. He needs a moment to process. I don't know.
There was also, I forget the phrase, but there was the Derek's inspiration speech punctuated by Braden's stupid shotgun thing.
Anyone who thinks they can hunt and kill us for money is gonna be put on another list, our list. They get to be a name on our Deadpool.
Wow.
We're being haters.
I'm not being a hater. I'm totally with you. I think a lot of the character stuff is really good, but this plotting is very mediocre. Really dumb. Also, Peter still just wants to kill Scott.
But has he literally ever wanted to kill Scott? I know he's wanted to be the alpha. We've heard that.
Yeah,
but that translated into I'll get that meddling Scott McCall if it's the last thing I do.
Really weird.
While Kate, of all people, is like, really, Queen?
Are you good?
What do you do successfully? Quickly.
Yeah, right.
And it's because there's a part that, again, where they're in the fucking sewer, because Peter claims he doesn't remember any of this.
Mm-hmm.
And
because Talia has taken some of his memories.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, he's weirdly the voice of reason in that scene with Sheriff Stilinski and Parrish and Lydia and Meredith. Mm-hmm. And there's a scene with him and Kate in the sewers, and I'm like, you have to admit, this is hilarious.
It's very funny.
That the two of them are...
Yeah, no, super funny.
Are chained at the hip. And they saddle this poetic conclusion with Holland Roden, where her and Meredith have to, basically sell to the audience that this whole thing made sense. And there's only so much that Maya Isaac can do touching people's cheek.
Yeah.
That's why I knew it was the right time to start over. With Peter, he's the alpha. It's always been the alpha. He'll make it right.
You have fundamentally misunderstood.
Too many people die because of us. We're the monsters. I don't believe that. Not all monsters do monstrous things. Like who? Like Scott? Like you. Oh God. What have I done?
And
You're totally right. You're just totally right.
And then it ends in a very, what have I done? I don't know. It was, like I said, I have next to no memories of this episode. Yeah. And I think it was I think it was from a place of self-protection. Yeah,
because it's so there's 2 episodes left this season, and for my money, I'm like, so that's basically it on the benefactor plot. I guess.
It's just it was a whoopsie.
It was
a whoopsie.
Upsetting.
I don't remember what the next 2 episodes are, so we'll see. In all honesty, I'm actually kind of having a great time.
Yeah, no, it's
doing
still
this.
Super fun.
I hope you guys are as well. I can't imagine, like I said, I don't know who's watching this, and we're filming this all in kind of one chunk, so we're not even getting feedback from the episodes that have aired. So I have no idea how this is going over.
Bad, so sad.
Because sometimes you can pivot, and this is what we're doing. And again, if this is your favorite thing, I hope that you at least had fun with us. If you didn't, I'm sorry. If you're a creator and this was your baby and you're so proud of it, I'm also sorry. I love the show. I just
not this part.
This is a real.
It's not successful.
It's a real leap.
Yeah, it's asking a lot of us. I think.
So yeah, but we're gonna keep going, and we'll be back after episode 11. Maybe is it about Liam? Is it about Liam like finishing his? Because has he even had a successful second moon?
Not yet. Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see. Bye.